Okay, right. I'm going to show you guys, especially for those of you that learn the tarot, or, I know there's quite a few people that message me actually that say just from watching my videos, they decided to take up tarot reading. Thank you. Love that. We have the Five of Cups as your underlying energy, but have a look at everything else. Positive, beautiful, amazing energy. That's why we're saying none of the cards are actually good or bad. It's how the energies blend together and how we use them, right? So we have the Five of Cups coming up. Now, this could indicate that you have been grieving the loss of something. It is one of the grief cards. It's loss. And I always say, that's not a bad thing. I don't like it when people look at this card and they say, oh, get over it. There's something still there, because whatever we lose, and this person's evidently lost 3 cups, right? They've lost 3 cups, and we must honor the emotion of loss. Whatever it is that we feel that we've lost. Now, the problem comes in when we don't grieve the loss and then allow ourselves, to go through that pain, because then we're ready, right? At some point, we'll be ready to get up, and then we'll see whatever's there left there. It kind of turns bad, and I don't even like to use that word, but the problem comes in when all we can see is the loss. When we're aware of that this is here, but we don't care. It's like, I don't care. I lost 3 cups. I don't care if I've got 2 left. I want the 3 that I lost. That becomes a problem. Or when all we can see is what's not working, that's the only thing that we react to is what isn't there in our environment or what's not working. Now, I feel with this coming up as your underlying energy, either some of you have been grieving for a while and you're coming out of that, or I actually kind of think this is more, this is that moment when this person gets up and has a look at the 2 cups behind him. I feel like that's what this week is. It's where you have, and it's almost as if, welcome back, Libra. That's what I'm kind of getting from this. Welcome back, Libra. Whatever it is that you've been working through, whatever it is that you've been trying to get it to work, this is the week where you turn around and say, you know what? I'm going to go do this. Or that's really sad, that's gone, or that person's left, or I've lost this job. Whatever it is that you've been going through, this is not for this week. This is underlying. There's been a sense of loss. There's been a sense of grief. There's whatever. But this is where Libra picks themselves up and says, I can't do that anymore. I just can't. I don't have any tears left to cry, right? I just don't have it in me now to grieve the loss of that anymore. I'm done with that. And I'm really sorry if some of you actually, it's a literal grief. There's not prediction. You've been going through this a while. Because everything else feels like it's been waiting for you. It feels like the world's been waiting for you to know, to come back to it. And it's okay. We all need time away like that. And this might be a very specific message just for one person. And I'm sorry for the rest of you who are listening to this thinking, no idea what the hell she's talking about. It just means that person needed to hear this message. And think of the Wheel of Fortune that flew out at the beginning, right? That wheel's turning, guys. The wheel's turning, the season's changing now. And have a look what's coming up at the heart of the reading, the star. The star. And it's card for Aquarius. Some of you might be dealing with an Aquarius, but they don't own the cards, right? Lend the energies to it. And this is the hope. There's hope coming in. I've got to say, this is hopelessness, right? Hopelessness, but a sense of hopelessness that whatever that has been, this is not going to, if this is your message, you know exactly what this 5 of Cups is, because you've been dealing with this for a while. It's not a surprise. You don't have to try to make it fit. And please never try to make the messages fit. It's absolutely fine if it doesn't resonate with you. But this is where all of a sudden the hope returns. And the hope isn't because something is still there, even though there are 2 cups here. And that's the 2 of Cups for me, a relationship of support. That could be someone who's helping you through this, or you suddenly realize you're not alone, right? But with the star, it's the hope that returns because you get a new beginning. Because there's a new beginning here for you. Something can, and the star itself can be a helping hand as well. It's guidance. It's someone can come in and say, hey, I got you, don't worry. And that's the star. And when we look at the star, and like I said, there's no good or bad cards, even the most beautiful of energies, the star, it can have a downside. And that is when we look up at the stars in the night sky and we pick out the one that we want. We're like, that's the star. That's the one I want, right? And it's like, it's too far away. I'm never going to get that star. See, it's how we treat the energy. But at the heart of your reading, as the focus, as what everything else revolves around, beautiful energy, guys, beautiful. It's time for your star to rise. It's time for you to know that your dream is still alive and well, and it may be a brand new dream. I mean, we have the 9 of Cups here as your advice, and that's the major arcana version of that. This is the powerhouse of what's your wish, you can have it. And it may be something completely new, because that's the whole point of the star. It's something fresh, new. The card before the star is the Tower that comes up in the Major Arcana. And I'm sorry I've taken so long just on the first few. I just want to make it clear, because this feels like something intense that's been going on. And if you're kind of stuck in this middle place, if you're still stuck here, I want you to know that all this energy is available to you. Hope, healing, new beginnings, wish fulfillment, like that dream is still there. And this is what I mean by that. It's that I feel like you've been stuck here for a while, because we have the Magician coming up as a past or foundation energy. Now, this tells me that whatever steps you were willing, like you're taking now, because this is last week, last month, last year, right? It's, you've had the knowledge of how to do this for a while, and you've had the tools of what to do. You just weren't ready, and it's okay. You know, if you're not ready, you're not ready. You weren't ready before. This is the week where you come into your own. You are ready. Because the whole point of the Magician is, yeah, you have the knowledge, yeah, you have the tools, you know, and energy is available to you. He's the Magician, right? The alchemist. He can have anything he wants. He can turn base metals into gold if he wants. But he's the one that channels the energy. And if you weren't ready to channel the energy, to have the confidence to use what you have, right, then how were you going to do it? So you've had everything that you needed for a while. You just weren't ready. You just were not. And perfectly fine. You know, that's what divine timing is. Not anything being withheld from us, not, you know, being punished or rewarded with stuff. It's to do with us when we're ready. Sometimes we want something, but we're not ready for it. And boy, are you ready for it now. Have a look at what's coming up in the present. We have the Queen of Cups. She comes from her heart space, and I love her. I love the Queen of Cups because she's very intuitive. She's very intuitive. And I think she has that kind of soft, nurturing side, very much like the Empress. But she's not like, you know, no one's going to walk all over her. That's the thing with the Queen of Cups. Because she's so in tune with how she feels. She knows what her love is worth. You know, she's very discerning with that love, who she gives it to. Now, some of you may be dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but I've got a feeling the King and Queen of Cups are going to show up a lot this time. They have been in my personal readings as well. Because it's all about how we feel at this time, right? How are we feeling? What's going on within us? And have a look. This is what you go from. You go from this closed off, I've lost everything. And the Three of Cups, I mean, the Three Cups, they represent the Three of Cups, which is your network of support. You could be feeling like you had no support. She doesn't need anyone. She's got her own cup. She's like, I've got this. Who wants it now? And you go, form a nice queue. I'll see who's worthy of my love. It's that kind of energy. And not that she's like that. She won't hold it over people. But she comes from her heart space. And that's kind of where you guys are now. And for some of you, even last week or last month, that might have been an impossible notion to even consider. That, because you guys are, as much as you guys are about relationships and Venus ruled and all of that, you guys are an air sign. You know, you're very logical. You know how to weigh things up. You know how to discern what's going on. You come from a headspace. You make sense of the emotions, but this is more being guided by your emotions, coming from the heart. And she's a healer as well. She's healing energy. Now, what comes out of this? Well, we have the Page of Pentacles, and I love this. This could be an offer of some kind. And I know I haven't applied this to anything because it can be to anything. You know, you might have done this because you lost your job and you thought there was nothing I could do. So you've had the knowledge of how to do the job, but you weren't ready to go into something new because it might have caused, you know, you needed some time off to kind of deal with the losses. Maybe it was something awful that happened at a place, or a relationship. It doesn't have to be that a relationship ended. It might have been that something happened within the relationship and you've been trying to deal with that. So the relationship's still been there, but you've been trying to deal with it. If you're single, trying to get over the loss of a previous relationship. Relationships can be any relationship, right? Romantic, friends, family. But it's all shifting forward. It's all shifting forward. You've always had it, Libra. You've always had everything you needed. So this is some kind of offer. Now, maybe you're offering something to someone, or, you know, it gets offered to you. I've seen this card represent everything from an engagement ring. That's a promise of marriage, right? Or contract in a house, contract for a job, something that represents security or stability. Now, it might seem like something small when we start off with the Page of Pentacles coming up. But pages for me are like the new beginnings as well. They're like the aces. And so with this coming up, this is a new beginning, but it's so solid and stable. And I think you need that. You need that, right? going forward slowly, looking at the details of something, understanding it and saying, well, I can build this into something else. I can make this into something else. And it's something that appeals to your heart, but you must listen to your heart to be able to take advantage of this. And have a look. We have the star here, and it's almost as if, look, she's pouring that and she's pouring it into this, whatever this offer is, whatever this thing is that you're beginning. It doesn't have to be an offer. Maybe now you're starting, I'm going to go out on a date with this person, or I'm reconnecting with my partner. I'm going to start a new job. I might start my own business, you know, I'll start making things and maybe set up an Etsy shop, whatever it is. And all of that's being poured into this. What's the advice? What's the advice for this week? The 9 of Cups, my lovelies, the 9 of Cups. What is your heart's desire? Learn to wish again. The whole thing with the 5 of Cups is there's no hope here. To be able to dream, to be able to wish, it means that there's hope. You must be able to hope, no matter what your situation is. If you can dream in that situation, you are hopeful that things can change. And you might have a new dream now. I don't think it's new, though. I think you've always known what you wanted. It's about honoring that. That's been something that's been coming up for Libra for a while. Honoring whatever it is that you want. You're allowed to want whatever you want, Libra. I speak to so many Libras. I have a lot of Libra clients. And, you know, one of the things that comes up is, you know, is this all there is? Or will I never get what I want and stuff? And I have a lot of Libras in my life. And you guys try so hard. That's one of the things. I mean, I've said to quite a few Libras, why are you trying so hard? You know, why are you trying so hard? And it's almost as if now it's asking you just focus on your wish, on your dream. And it's, you know, I mean, really do it. Because what a lot of people do is they think, well, I've always wanted this. Well, have you? Have you been focusing on what your wish or dream is? Or have you been trying to make something that isn't your wish or dream become your wish or dream, right? Because this is saying there's so much more here, and you've always known. And you've always had everything, like, you know, the tools to get what you want. You have 3 cards of manifestation coming out. 9 of Cups, the Magician, the Star. You know, miracles can happen, guys. Miracles can happen. I say that all the time. I've experienced miracles in my own life, and I've talked about them in different places. I won't go into it now, but if ever a miracle is going to happen, you know, this, with this energy, yes, of course. And it might seem like night and day difference when you're coming from this energy, but your heart, my lovely Libras, that's where where everything shifts. All right. Be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. That's the Queen of Cups. That's the 9 of Cups. And you know, it seems really impractical. You're like, well, that's just feelings. No, because it leads to something. You can begin something new, something that you know, has the potential to stand the test of time. Something that can grow and build into something huge, that lends you security, that gives you stability. And you also have practice compassion, see things from a different perspective. And hey, that's 5 of Cups, you know, that is what happens here. And I think that's the shift that happens this week. All right, so regeneration, this second chance is rebirth, something that you thought was dead and gone, right? You're never going to do this again. It's gone. My chance is gone. Nope, it comes back. It comes back. It's like the Judgment card. It's all about rebirth, regeneration, that, you know, you do get a second chance at something. And it feels like that. I told you, it's like Libra's coming back to the world. I think it's you're regenerated. There's certain things that you thought, I'll never be able to do this. I'm never going to find a relationship like that again. I'm never going to be able to trust this person. I'm never going to be able to find a job that, whatever it is, whatever your never again was, guess what, guys? Star. It's a new beginning. The new comes in. That's what I mean. I looked at the 5 of Cups and then everything else is amazing and beautiful. The shift is profound this week. Profound, guys. Oh, and I didn't even say message in a bottle. This can be a sign or a message that comes in. You know, if you want a sign, you know, some of you might have been asking for a sign that, can I just have one sign that things will get better? You know, just one sign to give me hope to go forward. Let's see. Okay. It says, dear you, human beings spend a huge percentage of life asleep, not just in bed, but the kind where you forget you are a spiritual, immortal being taking on a temporary human form. It's not your fault. Everyone suffers from spiritual amnesia once in a while. As you develop an identity, an ego, you begin to see through the eyes of a small self and have less connection to your soul self. You may not recognize this is going on, but you sure can feel it. We're here to remind you to look through your soul's eyes and see that magic is everywhere. Infinite potential lies in spirit, who is teaming with you to fulfill the contract you made to contribute to the evolution of the whole world. No pressure, right? Wake up and remember that all the help you need is orchestrated in the invisible realms. Your mind, in alignment with divine intelligence, is unstoppable. The world is yours to co-create. You are so loved, and we are all behind you. And yeah, I'd say with that kind of manifestation energy that's coming up for you, it's amazing reading. The shift is kind of palpable in this. There's a massive shift that takes place. It's just that whole, just like a reawakening or a rebirth of something. Like that's the kind of, I don't even think I'm doing it justice, because it is like that. And it's going to be individual for all of you, right, in different areas. But it's amazing because it starts off with this, like there's something solid comes out of this. And you go forward, you know, creating something that you might be doing for quite a while.